Alter Ego by Todd Herman. An alter ego can make you more resilient and unlock your hero self. As a young football player, Bo Jackson had a lot of anger issues, and that hurt his game. He created an alter ego, Jason, based on the main character in the Friday the 13th movie franchise. He appreciated Jason's lack of emotion and relentlessness. By bringing Jason, his alter ego, onto the field, Jackson could leave his anger on the sidelines. He understood that people play many roles in life. The alter ego can activate the hero self, who is free of doubt and fear and who can engage meaningfully with work. The alter ego helps build resiliency and allows your creative self to flourish, while protecting your fragile self from criticism. Frankly, life is hard. There are a lot of different responsibilities we all carry on our shoulders. There are a lot of different roles we play. People mistakenly believe that Superman is Clark Kent's alter ego, but actually, it's the other way around. Superman is the core self, and Clark Kent is the alter ego that allows him to exist in society. The Roman philosopher Cicero mentions alter egos in the 1st century BC. The term translates as the other I, and he refers to it as a trusted friend. People can use their powerful imagination to create possible alternate identifies. For instance, using a simple object such as a pair of glasses can facilitate the transformation from the ordinary to the hero self. Athletes in particular struggle with being judged and criticized. While many use different strategies, such as meditation and visualization to get their heads in the game, the alter ego strategy delivers the most consistent results. Nothing can remove the challenges in life, but the alter ego can make them more manageable. The core self is where your aspirations reside, along with the motivation to act on them. Ian gave up playing tennis at a young age, because he couldn't separate his identity from the game. If he failed at a match, to him that meant he was a failure as a human being. He didn't understand that he wasn't bringing his most intentional self to the court. To get to the heart of intention, you must understand that you have a core self, where your deepest desires and aspirations reside. The core self knows what you really want, and is the intrinsic motivator that pushes you to achieve what matters most to you. There's a heroic self waiting to get unlocked, and an alter ego or secret identity is the key to activating it. The self has many layers. The core self is your potential, but the core driver layer most motivates you to do something greater. The core driver can be your family, community, or nation. The belief layer is how you perceive the world around you, according to your attitudes, beliefs, and expectations. The action layer holds the skills and knowledge you've developed over time. It determines how you behave in the field of play. The field of play is the context for the other layers. It is your physical environment and the people in it, their circumstances and expectations, and how you interact with them. Your trapped self exists in the ordinary world. Your hero self exists in the extraordinary world. You live in a world of opposites, up/down, hot/cold, light/dark. They delineate how your core self divides its time. The enemy lurks in the ordinary world, trying to sabotage your efforts at self-realization. This internal enemy is a necessary natural part of how you're built. It challenges you at every layer. It makes you feel trapped and incompetent. But the trapped self isn't you. You have a heroic self as well, and the alter ego protects it. An alter ego is a useful tool to help you handle the adversity of life with more resiliency. The heroic self orients toward the positive and resides in the extraordinary world. The enemy is powerless before it. The heroic self grapples with life's problems and doesn't believe in weakness. The alter ego fights the enemy, allowing the heroic self to expand. The alter ego isn't fake. You are judged not by your intentions, but your actions. Some people find that their alter ego feels like their truest self. It is what you put forward intentionally as the best version of yourself, and it adapts to each role you play in life. Define the field of play, personal or professional, that most frustrates you, and develop an alter ego to tackle it. Moments of impact signal what skills, traits, attitudes, and beliefs you need to get the outcomes you want. Sean needed help to improve his sales at a large firm. He wanted to be the best. To do that, he needed to do target mapping, setting a goal and working back from his current level of achievement to build a plan to get to his objective. On his individual field of play, his moments of impact would determine whether he succeeded in his goals. Moments of impact are the actions, opportunities, situations, and expectations that have the greatest effect on your success. They come with challenges, and they often appear when you're most vulnerable. These are the moments when you're taking a hoop shot, making a speech, or even saying "I love you." We are judged in our lives by what we do, not by what we think or intend to do. Sean identified the moments of impact where he wasn't at his best and, working on them through an alter ego, he became one of his company's top sellers. For a boost toward being who you want to be when it most matters, determine what skills, traits, attitudes, and beliefs you need to have to tackle those moments of impact, and create an alter ego to assist you. The enemy uses common forces to suppress the hero self. The enemy is part of you. For light to exist, dark must exist, too. But while the enemy is part of you, it's not actually you. It interferes when you're about to take that crucial shot or make that important presentation. It keeps you in the ordinary world. It creates and unleashes negative thoughts, common forces, such as lack of confidence, doubt in your abilities, or uncontrolled emotions. It interferes in all layers of your field of play. When you begin to attach what you're trying to achieve to something larger than yourself, it delivers a deeper purpose to your mission. Take the negative force of not being intentional when approaching the field of play. That means you are carrying aspects of your character that aren't conducive or appropriate for your activity in the field of play. For instance, Rachel is a fair-minded person off the tennis court, always thinking about other people's needs. She can't bring everyday Rachel into her game, however, because she will let the other player win. She must cultivate a court Rachel whose only goal is to win. Other common forces are more difficult to detect, and therefore, more insidious. They include imposter syndrome. People who think that they are imposters believe that only luck got them to the top, not their skills or experience. They can't own their success. When in the grip of the imposter syndrome, they are terrified of being exposed as a fraud and ridiculed. Personal trauma. Bad things happen to everyone, but they don't have to dominate your life. The enemy will blame you for your traumas or tell you that you can't overcome them. Instead, your alter ego can ignore it completely, or you can use trauma to fuel your success. Trauma doesn't belong to your history. Tribal narratives. People have deep-seated narratives that connect to their family histories. For instance, if your name is Wilson and you were told as a child that Wilsons aren't entrepreneurs, you might implicitly accept that you can't be an entrepreneur. The enemy makes you believe that your success would hurt or disappoint the ones you love. No one wants to live in exile from the tribe. How can you defeat the enemy? Pull it out of the shadows. The unknown is far more scary than the known. Turn it into something you want to confront and humiliate. Make it cute and give it a nickname. Once it is in the bold light of day, it loses its power. Define your superpowers when creating your alter ego. Once you've determined what is holding you back from being your heroic self, focus on the superpowers you need to cultivate for your chosen field of play and its moments of impact. Building the alter ego is a way to enter the extraordinary world. Find adjectives that define your alter ego, even if they only state the opposite face of traits you don't like about yourself. Another way to find an alter ego is to look for a role model of determination, maybe someone from history, or from fiction, or someone who is right in front of you, such as a family member or a teacher. Whatever the process, choose an alter ego who represents your deepest emotional connections. The best alter ego is the one you have the deepest emotional connection with. Emotional connection trumps everything. Run through some character traits to determine which ones suit you best. Ask your alter ego questions as if you were it. Give it a name, because, like the enemy, it is better to name the unknown in order to master it. Singer Beyoncé Knowles gave her alter ego the name Sasha Fierce, a character with the confidence and fearlessness she felt she lacked when she embarked on her music career. Fierce expressed her attitude. Use your imagination. No rules apply. Totems and artifacts are powerful symbols that can help activate your alter ego. Winston Churchill famously used hats to evoke different personalities, saying, "Which self shall I be today?" Wearing a white doctor's coat improves medical students' attention and accuracy once they come to understand its symbolic meaning. This enclothed cognition, this level of understanding, is important when creating an alter ego. Building and using an alter ego is more than an intellectual exercise, it is about transforming how you perform and show up during your moment of impact. Totems and artifacts symbolize, and even embody, your alter ego's superpowers. They demonstrate your intention, which is necessary for success in the field of play or during a moment of impact. The alter ego's mission is to improve your performance, including how you physically behave as well as your thoughts, emotions and beliefs. While totems are items that connect you to your field of play, artifacts have more historical, meaningful resonance. They might connect you, for instance, to your family. You can wear your totems and artifacts, or they could be things you carry, like a rock or a lucky coin. They can connect to your chosen field of play, even to the physical field of play itself, like an actual field or a stage. Use your totem and artifact only in the field of play, or it will lose its power. Don't give it to someone else, and don't tell people about it. Choose something you enjoy wearing or using. Whatever it is, make it a switch that activates your alter ego. The alter ego's ground punch puts the enemy in its place and demonstrates deep commitment to the hero self. Every superhero story features a crucial moment when the enemy is winning and defeat seems inevitable. The hero must summon his or her strength to stare down the enemy and declare, "This ends now." Creating a great alter ego doesn't make your problems go away. The enemy is always waiting to pull you off course and wreak havoc. The alter ego delivers the ground punch that demonstrates your intense inner commitment to your heroic self. At the end of your life, you won't remember the thoughts or intentions you had. You'll remember the actions you took. Remember, though, the enemy is part of you, and never really goes away. You have two ways to dispense with it. One is the curb kick that puts the enemy on the sidelines when it tries to distract you. The other is the response proclamation. When it says, "Who do you think you are?" you can respond, "I am the one who." And then reassert your achievements and your right to own them. That assertion exposes the enemy as weak and vulnerable and knocks it out. Your origin story and quest story are powerful conduits for bringing your alter ego to life. Stories, especially origin stories, connect emotionally with your alter ego. If you don't yet have an alter ego, reading biographies of famous people might inspire you. The drivers of the origin story are the same as the core drivers that motivate you. They represent your striving for something bigger than yourself. The quest story is an age-old tale that aligns with your alter ego. If you embark on a quest, you're choosing to cross the threshold from the ordinary world to the extraordinary world. Star Wars and The Lord of the Rings are quest stories. On a quest, you have allies who understand your search and can help you. Your allies could be your friends, family members, mentors, or strangers who get you. What's happening in your ordinary world may also be what's not happening. It could be what you're avoiding. Once you've built an alter ego, you will be ready for your quest and new challenges. Cultivate a mindset in which you embrace the struggle, maintain a flexible attitude, become creative, and see challenges as fun. Reject the fixed mindset and embrace the growth mindset to reshape your moments of impact.